Oh hey, Captain Eddie in the shop. We're working on something a little special for you. We've all seen this Woodcraft mug thing that you pay $9.95 for, and you get a mug liner and a top, and you make a casing for it. I like the people at Woodcraft, but I always look to do it a little bit better, a little bit cheaper. So I went shopping at Walmart. Yeah, Walmart. And I found this one, and it's got a cover and all to it. It's pretty much the same thing, except I can throw this away. Not yet. And that's a really good liner. And it's tapered. A little bit easier to hollow. We're going to make a liner for this. You're going to love it. Because we're going to be making shavings. Ooh. I'm going to start with a block of wood that's 4x4x8. Knock the corners off in the bandsaw so then I can take it up, bring some speed up, and put it round. I'm going to put a tendon on one end. I used my gauge to make sure it was right. This tendon's really critical. See how clean it has to be? Because I'm going to get a good bite on that end, sticking it way out there. Now, to put it in my chuck, I bring the tailstock up before I tighten the chuck. And I'm going to tighten both sides of the chuck. This is just like an old drill chuck. It's a screw chuck. You want to pull down tight on both sides. You're hanging way out there later on. You don't want any vibration. And then I'm going to check the diamond on the bottom and the top. I'm going to use my parting tool and rounded end calipers. Round it in because they won't bite in. I'm going to take a parting tool, put a little mark down there, and set my outside diameter, top and bottom. And then I'm going to take my skew and go along and do planing cuts to connect the two, because I want the sides of this fairly straight, and I like making the planing cuts. You get to see what the wood looks like, you get a good finish on it, you're bringing it down to about 300 grit before you even start. Now, remember that 2-inch diameter on the bottom? That happens to match my Forstner bit. So I'm going to put a Forstner bit in here, right? Good, sharp, brand new Forstner bit, and I'm going to make sure it's running center, because it could run off center and then it would drill through the side of the cup. And now drilling is going to be fairly slow. I'm not going to push it too much because I don't want to overheat this piece. Occasionally I will stop and check to see if it's building up some heat. I'll pull it out. I'll even let it cool off a little bit. Heat will crack that block. Now, I have it all drilled out. I'm going to get my BEDAN, a B-E-D-A-N, a BEDAN, and this is a 7/16 square, a lot of heft. I can push it down the inside of this wall and take minute cuts going down the inside, straighten up the wall, and I can line up visually, look down the tool and down the outside wall to see that they're in line. This tool's got square top corners on it. It also acts like a nice scraper. I'm going to get a great interior with this. I'm going to check the fit of the cup. Now I'm okay. I'm going to clean it all out. That's going to give me a great inside. Now to make sure I'm lined up inside and outside parallel, 2 rods. Look at the rods. If they're parallel, my walls are parallel. Then I got a pretty safe hollowing. Now I'm going to sand the outside to 400 grit. I'm going to use some sanding wax, and that's going to move some of the fines around, seal a few little pores and holes. Give me a really great finish. To get a good finish, I'm going to use some OB Shine Juice. That's OB Lacosse's formula of 1/3 linseed oil, 1/3 shellac, 1/3 denatured alcohol. And I'm going to rub this in really good. Now after I've got it well saturated, and I had the wax on it first now, so the pores are sealed. Once I got it well saturated, I'm bring the speed up and polish it out really good. I'm going to get my finish just about done on the outside of this. Then I'm going to mark the interior. To mark the interior, I add about a 1/2 inch. Remember during the hollowing process, went down with the BEDAN and we had the Forstner, we may have damaged some grain on the bottom. Now I'm going to cut it off. I used a very, very sharp Stott tool to go down in here. I went straight in. I gave me some relief side to side. I don't want to build up any heat. I'm still between centers now with my one-way revolving cone stabilizing the other end. And I'm going to undercut the bottom slightly. Now then I'm going to cut it off with a handsaw. Only the heroes try to cut it off free, because if it jams, you've lost all that work. Now check this jam chuck out. This is the sleeve it came with. Yeah, that's right. I'm turning it around and using it for a jam chuck. I'm using this little fingernail grind profile gouge. Oh, I got a little video on how to sharpen this. Now, you can see the grain tear from where I used the stock. Now, if I did this, if I pulled like that, I would tear this grain open. I'm going to turn it around and make these cuts. Now watch these cuts. This is a sweet little tool. It's got a double bevel on it, and these are all cuts. There's no scrape. There's no shear scraping. Every move this thing makes is going to be on the cut. And it's so fine, this can do box tops, in grain, whatever you want. Now, you have to see how well this comes out. This was the first pass after the stot. And the stot tore it up a little bit. Take a look. That is smooth. Those are all cuts. Now I got to get down and get that little nub off because I'm not into doing that much sanding. So again, I bring the speed up and get down. And you see how you can rub that bevel? You can just pull it back and forth and easily just pick that. When you feel where you got to be, you just turn the handle a little bit, engage the blade. That's it, and then take it all the way down. This tool is ultra sweet. Ellie Avocera loves this tool. He taught me how to grind it and he taught me how to use it. And I like this for in-grain work. You can't make it any cleaner. Now, when I get down to this, I'll be able to take this off with a little bit of scrap of sandpaper in my pocket because I'm not going to be a hero. I'm going to quit before I get to the very edge. Remember, I'm not into sanding. I'm into wood turning. That's not too bad, right? We'll go from $3.76 at Walmart, and we use this for a jam chuck. So real nice ambrosia, maple, with the lid and everything else on it. All it cost me was a block of wood. I even fixed the crack that I found after I got the turning in. I could hear a little click, 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 you know, okay. Well, I'm going to put my name on the bottom, put a little silicone. Oh, I didn't tell you maybe. I did seal the inside. I sealed it as well as I did the outside. Put a little silicone around it when I put it together. And that way, if the wife ever gets to washing it, it won't get wet on the inside. Now I get back to making some real shavings. I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. See ya.